because I have to admit, like stuff like that I do with Manny. I don't go anywhere without Manny, especially stuff like that.
And because they were all couples on top of it.
And then I even said to that to Sandra, and Sandra goes, "Yeah, but me and Joey are not like."
Hi everyone, welcome to Scrap Saturday. It's Monica. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I'm not sleeping today. I thought, okay, we've got a long weekend, so I've got some time to play. And this is the last video or process video from that Scrap Saturday that I recorded. So the next few videos might not be as bright because of the lighting upstairs. It's so beautiful. So I think I'll have to do something and ask Mr. Scrap Saturday if he can do something about the lighting in here. Because I'm kind of spoiled now. Even I like looking at these videos while I do my voiceovers. I'm thinking, ooh, I need a window. Remember I said that? I need a window in the basement. How do we do that? It's impossible. But yeah, so I just cracked open my March hip kits today. And I just created a layout and I'm so excited. It's so much fun when you get fresh goodies, right? Just so much fun. It's either overwhelming or it's fun. It's got that double-edged sword thing for sure. And I totally skipped over my January, February because I didn't want to use them yet. They were very butterfly-y, very lovey-lovey. So I think I'm going to use it for more, you know, layouts where it's myself and my husband or more endearing layouts. But I really like the March kits because it has a lot of the crepe paper Oasis line. And so it's just beautiful. It's just so much fun. It keeps the motivation going so I can finish my holiday photos. And so here I'm still using the Scraptastic kits that I had showed you a long time ago. And I love this horizontal stripe paper. As I say horizontal and then I switch it because I wasn't feeling it. I was really trying not to go back to the old Monica style. I was really trying to fight it. And then you know what? I was trying to put it on the bottom corner and I move it right to the center. And I thought, Monica, stop fighting it. Just do it. Especially when you're at a crop. I find that it's, you know, you start to wind down and, you know, 6 layouts later, it's not that easy. Like your creativity doesn't come to you as quickly. You're kind of yapping because let me tell you, I was listening to a lot of, you know, if I could sneak in a snippet of what we were talking about and we were hardcore gossiping. So I was like, no, none of this can be live. None of this can be public. This goes to our graves. So yeah, we were full. Like we had a coffee break. We had gone to Starbucks as I showed you in the beginning. And that's my turquoise mug that I take all the time because I try to be as environmentally friendly as I can. And that is a vegan gluten-free chocolate chip. Or is it a pumpkin muffin? I think it's a pumpkin muffin. It is so yummy. It's so delicious. And again, thank you so much, Marlene, for the yummy treats that you always make for us. And yeah, so we're kind of on our second half, really. I think it was like 4 o'clock at this point. So we started at 10 and now it's 4 o'clock. So almost a full day of work kind of thing, right? That's a lot. It's a lot to always have that creative juice flowing. So reverting back to something that makes you comfortable usually picks up the steam, right? So I think after this layout, there's no more recording. Not because I couldn't, it's just I stopped doing it because I have to look up at the viewfinder. It takes a little bit of thought too, right? It's there and I want to be centered in frame, all that kind of stuff. So after this, I think I created 3 more layouts. One of which I journaled a lot. So I think I might do like a layout share eventually because I haven't done any live videos. So maybe we'll do that. And I don't have this layout in front of me because one of the most beautiful layouts that I did create of my children using a circular paper, which again, I think I will do a layout share because now I really want to show you that one too. This is on the reverse side of that, I believe, because I think it's hanging up on my, just outside my scrapbook room. I have 2 shadow boxes that lead the way into my craft room. And I really like putting up, you know, switching out layouts just for my own inspiration and also just to show, like to showcase and to be proud of, you know, what I create, right? It's there's a pride in that. And, you know, usually people come around to come hang out in the basement and they'll pause and it's kind of nice to take a peek and see, what I've created. So it kind of gives me that, pat on the back moment, which is always nice. And it's just like the comments that you guys leave me, which are beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. They kind of rev up that mojo, right? So in this picture, this is a picture of my son, Agostino, or as I call him, Agostinho. And this is our cousin Ligia, so my husband's cousin. And I'll talk more about her when we have a photo of her, and I'll explain her. She inherited this beautiful adega, which is like an old, sort of like a pantry wine house place where it would be closer to the ocean. And your main house would be further up the mountain, so it wouldn't be destroyed by the ocean waves. And you would come down to these fields, or it's kind of like little rectangular gardens, because everything is very lava stone like here on this island, and they have grid-like farming. And then they would come to these adegas and they would can everything for the winter, because they do have not a snowy winter, but they still do have a winter where it's not warm. So they're not tropical. They're hot, but they're not a tropical island. So you would still have to gather your crops and harvest them in the fall time, and then come to a place like this and store your stuff. So in her plot of land, she had 2 of these adegas, and they are just made out of lava stone. And if you look at the wall behind the white lawn chair to the right hand side, and you can see that darker gray pattern, that's actually lava stone that's kind of cemented into. They do build with cinder blocks as well, but most of the homes are traditional lava stone with, I don't know what kind of mortar they use in between that, but it's obviously not the same as what we have in Canada for sure, because of our winter. So we've got like drywall and insulation, and we don't really have mold problems like they would there, especially because they're an island and they're surrounded by ginormous ocean, right? So they did their very best, and I have to say, like, it's so humbling when they open up this home to us, as they call it, their little cottage. So they joined the 2 small adegas together and made one beautiful cottage, as they call it, but it's a home. It's beautiful. And the red door behind Agostino leads into the kitchen, which has a window that looks at the ocean. And then behind us is the beautiful mountain view. And then the red door beside him, onto his right side as you're looking at this, is these beautiful old plantation barn kind of doors that lead into this ginormous dining area, which when we get to those photos, you'll see that too. And so they kind of tried to leave in the old with the new, and they will eventually paint their adega white. This is just as much as they could get done. They really wanted to do so much to surprise us and to, offer their home to us, which is so, again, humbling, because we're so spoiled where we live. I don't know if spoiled is the right word, because then it comes with a very negative tone to it. We're not spoiled. We work hard for what we have, and we live in a society where our homes are different. And then when we go to these countries and we see how other people live, then we realize, that's why we're so blessed that, our parents chose to immigrate to countries where, there's a different way of life. Of course, in Canada, you couldn't live in a stone house like this without a ginormous fireplace like on Game of Thrones or something, because the environment or the weather or the climate doesn't allow for. But here you can, and it's beautiful, and a lot of people do have, fireplaces in their homes and stuff like that. So it's just gorgeous. And our retirement dream is to buy a small little adega there and, have a place where we can go and just spend some of our winters all of our winters away, or even a few summers somewhere where we can be looking at the ocean, even if it's not the hottest. But I think there's something soothing about that. So my son is just sitting here. This is where we have breakfast. This is our breakfast table outdoors, because my favorite part is we're always kind of eating outdoors, whether we have the plantation doors fully open and you have that al fresco type dining room area, or we're sitting out here having our breakfast. And of course, he's wearing his banana tank top, matching his banana breakfast. And I told you, the bananas there taste like honey. They are delicious. They're small. They're not plantation bananas, but they're just organic to the point where they're not that much bigger than a plantation banana. And so he's just dressed to the nines, you know, his offsetting blue shorts with that shirt. And I just laugh with his smile and his cute little haircut and his flip-flops, or his, you know, we call them chinelas. Yeah, it's one of those weird words in Portuguese. He's just wearing his chinelas, which are the sandals that he has on his feet. And we're probably just getting ready to go to the beach, which is basically what we did every single day. And so again, these are those photos. These are those moments where when I look at this picture, it reminds me of every morning, right? So maybe it's not the best quality. Maybe it's not the best centered photo. Maybe there's too much there. So I'm using that heart to kind of camouflage a little bit and to cut into the busyness on the table. But it still was able to let me, excuse me, tell you a story, right? It was still everything there, like the doors, the plantation doors, how the house looks now. I think it's fun. I think sometimes we don't need to be perfect, right? It doesn't always have to be that perfect photo that tells the story. It just has to be the photo that reminds you of all the days that you spent on your vacation. So again, I'm using really leftover pieces like that number 11 brad. I'm sure I cut the prongs off of that, and it's old, really old. But I really wanted to like finish off some of my stuff, and I actually purged a little bit today with my scraps. I was talking to my husband, and his hobby is video games. And when he buys a video game, he spends on average, you know, $70. But he sometimes doesn't complete the game, or he can put it off to the side and go back to it, or not play it ever again if it's not something that he enjoyed. And sometimes I find that with scrapbooking, we're so hoarding of every little piece. And sometimes it clogs my mind to come back into the craft room. You know what I mean? Like I come back and I start looking at everything and I'm like, oh, it just doesn't go, or I'm not feeling it. And then I feel guilty. So I did a little bit of purging today because I needed to. I needed to allow my March hip kits to flourish. And I needed to put some stuff away. Some of my favorite things that I really liked, or things that were seasonal, or things that I know I have other photos for, I kept in my Felicity Jane box because it's a pretty box. I couldn't throw that away. As I say that we are hoarders, right? A black and white box. How can I throw that away? It's so weird. I want to keep every little piece of pretty paper I ever see. But we can't, right? We can't. And so I really like this. I love all the tearing that I did. I love the thumbs up. My son always does a thumbs up. So I love flare badges. I think they're so cute. And I needed to bring in some pops of blue. Like it really needed it. And this acetate love. And I think I'm going to be using those jelly bean soup letters for the title, which is going to be banana. And that's coming up shortly. But I'm not too sure. Like I said, I don't have the layout in front of me, so it's kind of hard to remember what I did so many weeks ago. But back to my son, like he's such a good boy. Like he really is one of those good-hearted kids. I mean, he's got his dark moments when he does normal things, but he isn't a malicious bad kid. Do you know what I mean? Like he's more loving than my daughter is. My daughter is, she'll put you in your place, whereas Augustino, he's just so cute, and he's my baby. You know, I don't have any other children after him, nor do we intend on having any, but I mean, I don't know. So when I look at this picture, I think, oh my God, he's still so little, right? He's a little kid. He's just a little one. So I don't know. I love it. I love that he poses for this picture, not all of them. I saw some more that I'm going to scrapbook, and he's got that cucka face on him again. I'm thinking, oh my God. So yeah, we jumped ahead, and my banana title is there. It's probably because my camera turned off while I was doing that. And I added that smile with some tile stickers, and I just colored in the heart just to bring in some more red. And yeah, and it's done. Lots of layering, lots of tearing, very simple, a lot of little bits and pieces that I had lying on my desk, and I love it. And this is like old Smooches, you know, mist. I don't even know if it works, but I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being inspired, for leaving me so much love. I send all that love right back out to you. be inspired, take out your photos, that, you know, imperfect photo, and just go for it. And remember, go back to what you love. Center your photo, don't fight it, and enjoy the process of scrapbooking. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on Saturday.